Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Neon Dynasty draft here on the channel. In this video, I'm going to be going pick by pick and play by play through a Neon Dynasty draft, talking through all of my decisions so you know what to do in your own drafts. But before I dive in, I want to remind you that if you enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe for more content, and comment below with your questions, thoughts, and feedback. If you want to catch me streaming live, you can find me at twitch.tv/, you guessed it, NicolaiBolas. And the you guessed it is not a part of that link, in case you do type in the links. Woohoo! Interessant! There is a Kaito Shizuki here, the old Planeswalker, or I guess relatively young Planeswalker, with his squirrel/raccoon friend. I think it is a raccoon. Quite a strong card if you end up in blue-black. And then there's also Life of Toshiro Umezawa, which is a very good card that is just black. And then there is a bunch of cards that are significantly worse than Life of Toshiro. So it's pretty much between Kaito and Life. And I think Life is a better pick, but I think Kaito is a more fun pick, because if I do end up in a great ninjas deck with Kaito, it's going to be really fun. Then again, practice what you preach and just take the Life of Toshiro, because it's a monocolored card. I think, yeah, I'm just going to take Life of Toshiro Umezawa. I've played with Kaito before. And I don't really, it's not as fun when you just take a gold card first pick and then don't get to play it. Though if Blue-Black Ninjas is open, that would be kind of funny. Okay, insta regret. Oh, you love to see the Silver Fur Master get wrecked. March of Swirling Mist. Yeah, that's not a great card. Oh, beautiful day. That's funny. That is hilarious. Well, I don't have to take the Silver Fur Master. I can just stay flexible and take Era of Enlightenment and try a strategy that I haven't played before. I'm just going to hard avoid blue-black ninjas. That seems like a good strategy. I haven't played white-black yet. Actually, maybe I have, but I'll just play a different strategy, because I have played blue-black a few times, especially recently. I think my last video I played blue-black. The one before that, I think I played blue-black. It's time for some change. And I haven't played with this card yet, and I want to try it out. Ooh, getting a little bit of a reward, shall we say? The Selfless Samurai is the best card in the pack, and it is not blue or black. Getting rewarded for that disciplined pick of Era of Enlightenment. Classic Nicolai plays. Just absolute genius level here. Starting with the Life of Toshiro so he can stay flexible. Following it up with Era of Enlightenment so he doesn't get booby-trapped into blue-black, and then getting the Selfless Samurai third pick. Let's go. That's an exciting time. Tempered in Solitude I thought would be better. I guess there's just not a lot of evasive creatures that are really cheap, but it seems really good with like a random like Network Disruptor, which is the 1/1 flyer in blue. Seeing a few red cards here, maybe I could get Break the Curse associated with Red-White Samurai. There is a Papercraft Decoy, a card that has really underperformed for me. I think I shouldn't play that card very much. Doesn't seem that great. But we're just going to take the Samurai. Ah, yes! Oh my gosh! The humanity, why? Oh my gosh, that is too good. I just feel good for hooking up the person to my left, because they are going to have a sick deck, and we are going to get our own deck. I feel no regret. There is no such thing as regret in this situation. Okay. Why am I subjecting myself to this? Because we're going to try and make Red-White Samurais work. Actually, I guess I should take the Iganjo Exemplar, because I could technically just play Black-White. Oh, man. Why would I want to play blue-black when I could play literally any other color combination? Especially my, like, mediocre white cards. Oh, I could play blue-white artifacts. Oh, man. The ship has sailed, folks. I have decided, as a matter of principle, not to play blue-black in this draft. Ever since the deck looked like it would be an incredible deck for me to be drafting, I have made the executive decision not to draft it. There is a Season of Renewal, there's the Hot Spring, but I could just take the Imperial Subduer, but this card's pretty bad. I haven't been super impressed with the specialist either. Let's just take Thirst. Okay, now our Kami's Flare. Perfect, perfect. Everything is going according to plan. We've got our 3 white cards. Now we've got our Kami's Flare, so we can play red-white. Clearly, we are breaking new ground. The Kami's pretty cool with this, some of my eras and stuff. I think Kami's Flare is good, though. Heck yes. Okiba Reckoner Raid, pick 7. Do I not like Kami? I thought red might be more open. Also, I'm not a huge fan of Kami before I have both artifacts and enchantments. It's kind of derpy if you don't enable it. And I don't like cards that force me to enable them very much because they're just not as, like, generically good in my deck a lot of the time. Oh my gosh. I'm just straight up, like, legitimately trolling at this point. Like, oh gosh. Just classic. Lethal Exploit. This is a travesty in many ways. Haha, and see, I get the Kami anyway, and I now have an artifact to go with it. We're crushing it. Wow, we're getting a raid from Jamie. Thank you so much, Jamie. I am basically running it down in this draft, if anyone knows that phrase. But hopefully it turns around. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. How are you doing? Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The blue-black deck that could have been. No longer in question. The person to my left, hopefully they had the foresight to commit heavily to blue-black, and now I'm just trying to hook them up, because sometimes you just have to be generous to the people around you. And whoever this anonymous player... Oh my gosh, it shows me the player names. Sassy Book Bunny. I guess without an arena open happening, it's okay. But yeah, Sassy Book Bunny. That's fun. Oh my gosh, they're gonna have a great deck. Oh my gosh, why? Why do I have to ban you? There we go. Ban. Nice. It has been wonky. It was pretty much I could have first picked a blue-black gold card and then just gotten hooked up the entire pack, but I decided not to because I wanted to be responsible. And then I decided that it was way funnier not to take the blue-black cards because at that point it was like so brutal to be like, well, my deck could have been sick, but it's just this less sick version. So we're basically inting instead. Well, not really. I'm going to have a good deck at the end of this, I think. Even though I look like my deck is off the rails. Oh, gosh. I'm not going to play this card. Might get to try Tempered in Solitude. Oh, the Aki Ember Keeper. I always knew this card would be perfect for what I needed to do. Boom. The Cudgels. We're ready. Oh, yes. You'll love to see the old Soul Ripper. So we're every color but green right now. Tempered in Solitude #2. Not really a great card, I don't think, in general. I think white was not really open. I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to take here. Kind of just want to take the Soul Ripper. Twitch chat says easy oath. I'm not taking oath here. Best common in the set is, and splashable is just like, just sounds so wrong to me that I can't, my mind is just shutting down. I'm gonna take the Soul Ripper. I've learned my lesson from passing sick rares. Okay. Black did seem open, so we're gonna take black cards here. I like Leech Gauntlet and maybe Wheel Kami. Chat just has the blazing hot takes. You'll love to see it. This card's also nice as an artifact creature. Man, I can't tell if Charlie's agreeing with that up arrow or with Small Sam. Man. Ooh, another Era of Enlightenment. Man, we could get this Kami of Terrible Secrets. Maybe they all wheel. I don't put any stock into games in hand win rate from 17 lands. I hate to break it to you. I don't even check that stuff. I find it to be dull and uninteresting. Makes the drafts less enjoyable for me in general. And also, it being cited as a reason why a card is the best is ludicrous to me. It just... yeah, I'm just going to keep taking my black-white cards. I don't think I'm going to take the recovery unit. But yeah. Ooh, another Era of Enlightenment. You have entered a new era. Chat is getting very spicy, Adronius. Very spicy indeed. Bum, 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 bum. I don't really find it to be super interesting, Small Sam, in that I generally think one thing and I don't really think chat's going to convince me, and also it's not the most interesting and helpful thing to discuss. Our deck is coming together, though. Black-white, looking like a cool spot. We've got some enchantments. We've got some artifacts. Ooh, we could go back into blue a little bit for the prototype. This card can be pretty good. The blue mythic dragon. That's so funny, Nitros. I do have a few artifacts. Fall of Lord Konda versus Prodigy's prototype. I mean, one of them requires me to splash and one of them doesn't. So I'm just going to take Fall. Oh, yeah, the prototype Soul Ripper combo. Nice. Yeah, I just generally prefer not to splash when I can avoid it. Everything is coming up, Nikolai. Let's go. Granted, I still would have had a better deck if I'd been blue-black, but we are embracing the memes at this point. And we're not playing bronze cudgels, don't worry. I'm sure there were people that were confused in the comments. They were like, I don't understand. Why is the bronze cudgels in there? That card is terrible. Rewarded, exactly. I knew we would get rewarded eventually. The Blade Blizzard Kitsune. To bounce my Era of Enlightenment so I can scry more. What else am I taking here? A 2/2 double strike it is. You thought I lost a bet? LOL! I don't gamble. Gambling's illegal! Man, this is a 3-mana 2/2 double strike. That's just like a solid card. I don't know. The ninjutsu, the classic vanilla test. Oh my gosh. I don't really want to play the Igantu Exemplar. I'm very wary of playing 1 toughness guys. He says as he considers taking Iron Apprentice. Ba-dum. Repel the Vial. The Vials have been repelled. Regent's Authority. I have so many enchantment creatures. The Kami of Terrible Secrets not wheeling is not surprising to me. That card is pretty solid after all, if you have the right deck for it. I don't know how many people do have the right deck for it, but is Soul Ripper good without being enabled? I mean, it is just a 4/3 vehicle for 2 mana. That's pretty solid. Oh, man. Whew, Adronius. I thought you were going to say Atsushi, and I was going to be like, oh my gosh. Well, this pack is not good for me. These cards are both great and not in my color. Yikes. What cards are in my color? None of them. Let's go. Let's go. Huge. I have a few black cards. I have 6 black cards, and I have, like, 3 red cards. So I could just take Atsushi. And then just switch back into red. If red seems relatively open. Oh, genius! Genius alert! And NicolaiBolas makes the controversial play to switch back into red, and he gets immediately rewarded. What do you have to say about that one? It is absolutely a display of mastery that he was able to navigate the draft in this way to end up with this exact deck where he would get Lizard Blades and add Sushi. What an absolute masterclass. I don't understand where I've seen this type of mastery before. Maybe at the Pro Tour level, but maybe not even then. And Spirited Companion. I was just waiting to settle in on it. There's a Virus Beetle here. Someone said that Virus Beetle was the best common in this set. That was mind-blowing to hear that perspective. But okay. I have not gotten any reps in with that Sushi, but just on the surface it looks incredible, so we're going to hope that it plays out that way. I mean, it's a mythic, so I don't get to play with the mythics all that often. Okay, and now there is a Flame Discharge. It's also, yeah, we're going to take Flame Discharge, get some nice extra removal. There was also the like 3-mana 1/1 that comes with a 1/1 as an option. Sling, I haven't actually played Ambitious Assault, but I can't imagine it's that good for me here. Sling could be okay as just another artifact, but I don't really need artifacts, but I guess I don't really have anything else to take. If I wanted to splash black, what would I splash black for? Guess I don't really have anything to splash black for. I'll take one Simian Sling maybe. It's probably worse than Ninja's Kunai for me though. Voltage Surge. You love to see it. Oh, Azumi Prowler. Nice. This deck is shaping up. Whew, the Oni Cold Anvil, but also another Voltage Surge. Also, Invoke Calamity. Oh my gosh. All of these sick instants and sorceries. Man, I can spend 5 mana to cast 6 mana worth of spells? Why is that good? I do not understand. I do not get it, Sam I am. I do not get it. Boom, we got an Imperial Oath. Let's go. Dedication. I can't even read that comment out loud. That's just such an odd thing to say. Unstoppable Ogre seems really bad to me, but it's better than Kitsune Ace. And I'm not going to play either one, I don't think. The Steelbreaker is okay. There's also Subduer, which I don't think is very good. I'd rather play Steelbreaker. I've always wanted to try Crackling Emergence. Ambitious Assault, eh? Maybe. Probably not. It's interesting to think about. Lucky Offering. Stoppable Ogre, exactly. It is an ogre of the stoppable variety. I believe it is very stoppable. We'll just build this one up. Should be a nice little Deckaroonie. Oh, right, I have this Ironhoof Boar. That's an incredible card. It's sitting on the sidelines right now. Okay, let's just make sure we got all of our good cards here. Kind of like Regent's Authority with all my enchantment creatures. Kind of want to try this bad boy. This is a fine spot to be. I don't even have any 1 toughness creatures, really, so that's a good spot as well, except for the one that replaces itself in the equipment. So I can avoid, like, the X1 hate stuff. How many equipment things do I have? Equipments do play well with this double striker. 17 lands seems reasonable here. I could also see an argument for 16. I think this will be fine. I don't like playing 1 toughness guys if I can avoid it, because they just keep getting punished in my experience. This guy's performing like, and I have enough 2-drops, so we'll see how this does, and I'll see you folks in the games. Before I get to the games, I want to give a huge shout out to all of the patrons who helped make this video possible by supporting my work at patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. Patreon is a way that you can give back to my content via a monthly pledge. It can be for any amount. Even $1 or $2 a month really does go a long way, because it's a community of people supporting my content and helping me make stuff that everybody can enjoy. So I'm really grateful for the around 100 patrons that we've got so far. I hope that you'll consider joining to help me make more videos. And without further ado, let's get to the matches. Hello and welcome to round 1, where we have an easy win lined up here. We've already got our lizard blades, our samurai. Oh my gosh, they are flaunting their pet. Get out of my life. I'm just going to keep zapping you until you get into line, raccoon. Oh man. Wait, please say I have my emotes. Let's go. Hedron Hearts. My opponent is a fan, clearly. I just want to get my creature as soon as possible. And I'd like to scry. Okay, we could keep both of those. Yeah, let's do it. Hitting my land drops up to land 4, getting a nice 3/4 down on curve. Curve. I mean, rares aren't everything. Oh, thank goodness. We're going to crush this opponent. Also, we looked up the name of the person to my left. I forget what it was, but it wasn't Cavern Yogi. Cavern Yogi. Our opponent is flexing with the Throne of Eldraine sleeves that you got for maxing out the Throne of Eldraine Mastery Pass. That's right, I know that MTG Arena lore. I'm flexing the pet that you got for maxing out the very first Mastery Pass, which you probably can't see because it's hidden behind Twitch chat, but it makes very realistic purring sounds. I've been turning over a new leaf by channeling my inner... Oh, nice. They found something cool. I could play this. I kind of want to play and equip this in the same turn. I want to play my white card there because I have a lot of white spells. And only... Or I have a couple white spells and only 1 white land. Okay, they'll play their Azusa Lost, but seeking into a 2-drop or something. Oh. Huh. I don't know why you would attack there. It just makes no sense, because this is going to attack with lifelink. But, you know, to each their own. And the reason I'm doing this instead of the Steelbreaker is because this sets me up for a situation next turn where they, like, tap out. Not only am I gaining 4 life, which is nice, but it also sets me up for a situation where I, like, OTK them, which is 1 turn kill them, by giving it +3/+1 and +2/+2 to hit them for an extra 10 damage. Like, 4, 10, 14. I can almost kill them. Hello, Big Math. I'm just chilling with some drafts. I've been doing a lot of experimental content recently, which I'm actually very proud of. I think it's been going pretty well. Okay. Hit me with your best shot, generous visitor. This is going to go well for me. Okay, that was a nice little change of pace there. That's what happens. When you eat too much at the party, you become vile and you have to go away. So you started as a generous visitor and you ended as a gluttonous guest. But yeah, as I was saying, I've been experimenting a lot with different types of videos. There's the natural progression of any set where it becomes less and less popular to make draft videos for it, just because people have watched a lot of draft videos and they've played a lot of the set, and they're just like, yeah, I get that set. And so I use that time in a lot of cases to experiment, try different stuff, try to figure out ways of bridging that gap more effectively. Hello, Atsushi. We're just gonna hit him. Not gonna try to go for the kill here. Okay, maybe we will try to go for the kill. Because now they only have that up. They'll block the Hand of Enlightenment, maybe. And we'll finish them off. 2 plus this bad boy is 10. And we got there. Thanks, Big Math. I'm glad you've been enjoying the experimental content stuff. It's something I spend a decent amount of time thinking about in terms of like what would be an interesting idea to do. I have a lot of ideas that I often get like hesitant to make because they're like little off the wall or they're like different from the stuff I normally make. It's like a classic pigeonhole situation. But in this time where the draft videos that I make for the main set like Neon Dynasty just naturally do less well because people have watched a lot of draft videos and I already have like a bunch of them posted. So the ones that tend to do well at this stage in the format are the ones that are like high stakes, like an arena open draft would still do well, relatively speaking. I mean, obviously, all of my videos have been doing crazy well just by the like mere fact that they're getting like over 1,000 views or 2,000 views. It's still a lot of views, but obviously, I'm an ambitious individual. I like to channel my inner NicolaiBolas sometimes and shoot for the moon, and so I like to try out things like that. And ooh, nice hand. When I am in that experimental place, I get to try out a bunch of stuff. So when am I releasing an album? Thank you, Big Math. So yeah, what was I saying? Oh right, I like to try out a lot of stuff, and I know that a lot of folks get kind of confused. They're like, why is he making all of this random stuff that isn't like pure draft videos? And I'm like, well, because draft videos aren't very popular right now, and like you got to find a way to span the gap. Like my draft guides are my like crushing it type videos. Oh, nice. I'm gonna get rid of Tawashi. Okay, play Lizard Blades. And now if I use Banishing Slash, which they're probably just going to use their kunai to kill my Lizard Blades, which is kind of sad. I wish this was a mountain. Alas. Okay. Farewell. Okay. Okay. I'm not in the best of shapes, but, you know. That's how it goes sometimes. But yeah, I like to experiment in this time. I kind of like to experiment all the time, to be honest. Yeah, I figured they'd kill it. But yeah, I like trying out stuff. I considered using Banishing Slash last turn just to get an extra 2/2, which maybe would have been worth it. Maybe would have been worth. Yeah, this game's just going to be tough for me to win. Yeah, this game's over. I'm just going to scoop. I can't possibly come back. I could technically draw at Sushi, but I don't want to try. Bum, 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 ba-dum. It's, yikes. They have so much extra card to draw. I don't even know if it was that unlucky. I had a fine hand. They just had a better one. Such is the way of the world. I mean, I drew a reasonable number of lands and spells. Virus Beetle into the Kaito's Pursuit was pretty good, and they had removal for my creatures. So, good combo of cards. Okay, and then I had the opportunity to use my banishing thing, but I got greedy with it. I was like, oh, I should use that on something scarier. When in reality, I should have just killed their Virus Beetle or their Ninja's Kunai. Probably their Virus Beetle, to be honest. And started jamming with my guys. Because then they can't use the Kunai. So, misplay combined with them having a good draw. So, mostly focus on the misplay parts. I can actually improve on those for the future. Oh, Big Math has a question about the Sealed League. The Sealed League is just kicking off. You can still join. It is open to all. It's in the Discord server. It would be a little bit harder to join after this week. And by a little harder, I mean it's not really possible to join after this week because, like, decks start adding cards and stuff. But yeah. I have not Small Sam. I've only done one. I think 3 was a good sweet spot for the Sealed League. I think 3 was a good number. Ooh, 1 and 2 start. That's tough, but you still get points just for playing those games, even if you lost them. So you can start off with a 5-point week. Nice. Hello, Imperial Octopus. Have you met the Sky Sushi? Ah, the Sky Koi. I see. Yeah, I'm gonna do this. I just want to kill that so I don't have to worry about them drawing cards. And then I'm gonna do this. It's 3, Big Math. They can be best of 1 or best of 3. And you don't even have to play all of them, but if you want to get, like, fully optimize your chances, 3. I wanted to keep it low, but if you're playing best of 3, then even that number can be kind of hard sometimes. Okay, can't kill anything. Oh my gosh, I can. I can kill a tapped creature. Silly me. Classic situation. I totally would have killed the tapped creature if I had remembered that it had this clause on it. Whoopsie-daisies, as they say. I'm just chilling, looking at chat half the time. Yep, now they have a double block set up. Get wrecked, Nikolai. Actually, the truth is, opponent get wrecked because getting my guy double strike will save me. Whoa, Ethan with the raid. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate it. Lord Tupperware, host of the famous Lords of Limited podcast, who smote down Lord Limited Resources in their hubris in the showdown. That was an exciting time. No! Well, that's an ouch. But yeah, Welcome in, everybody. We're drafting. Got our cards rolling. I might attack anyway. Trade off with that guy. Draw a few cards, ping them. Start making my creatures a lot scarier. I like it. I'm kind of worried about the Replication Specialist, honestly. It's the sort of card that can really take over. And Sushi has a great death trigger, so... Yep. And we're going to kill that guy. I could also just get the 3 treasure tokens. Play an Imperial Oath. I kind of like that as well. Yeah, let's do that. Gotta be willing to trade off your Mythic Dragon. I mean, hitting 1 land, but being able to play Imperial Oath next turn instead of 2 turns from now is pretty nice. And also, if I do hit a land off the top, I can play Imperial Oath and equip the Simian Sling in 1 turn. Also, I kind of already have my plays lined up, so I don't necessarily know if what spells I would be happy to play. They're just going to slow me down. They slow me down. Yes. Oh, no. Sky Swimmer Koi on Koi Violence. How could you, opponent? I'm just going to play it. I know, I mean, almost lethal next turn. I don't need any of those. But, I have lethal attackers next turn. Because I have 10 I have 11 power and they can only block 2 of it. No, they have Atsushi themselves! So let's just say their last card is a burn spell. Okay, that makes things easier. Got the win. Got the W. I never doubted myself for a second. It's all about having crystal clear focus. Just see the win. Yeah. Sometimes I don't always play to the bitter end when I'm just cruising on the ladder. Because it's just more fun to just play a new game. I don't know. Such is life. I've been very happy that the arena's performing pretty well. I changed my camera settings slightly on the little webcam in the corner, and it looks like it's working wonders, so that's chef's kiss. Pretty happy about it. But yeah, we're drafting. My name's Nikolai. If you've never heard of my content before, I make a lot of stuff on YouTube. And by a lot, I mean I've been posting daily videos for over a month now, which is pretty cool, I think. I'm pretty proud of it. And it's getting a lot of nice content out there into the internet sphere, the e-space. We have to mulligan this. Sad day. Ha-ho! We get a nice little keeperoonie here. I'm going to ditch a land. Because I want to keep all my action. We function on low land counts just fine. Oh no! Kieran is being taught! I kind of want to keep the Fall of Lord Conda. Well, as I said, my hand is very cheap, and killing one of their big creatures sounds nice. The fact that this is a plane's a little bit of a letdown, but still think hitting my land drop is nice, because I can use the extra mana to equip the Lizard Blades if I get there. Okay, what you working with, bud? No, their guy's out of range. Okay. It's game time. I have my first guy in play here. I'm waiting for them to drop a big spell. Hopefully they don't play Teachings of Master Soshiro, because that's not ideal for me. No! Goodbye, Lizard Blades. We hardly knew ye. Ah, yes. Let's see what you come up with, bud. I'm ready. Put it on the Kieran Touch Orochi. I dare you. Okay, I have a nice double block set up. But do they know how First Strike interacts with blocking? Hmm? I mean, I'm sure they have something up their sleeve. Never mind, they have nothing up their sleeve. Their shirt is in fact sleeveless, one could say. Play a greater Tanuki, bud. See what happens. Oh, you thought you could get me with a Go Shintai? Well, go Shintai that. I'm going to use my smaller removal spell because Fall of Lord Conda can take care of scarier threats. Okay, no attacks. We've got the fort locked up. Iron keys, they say. They call me the iron key guy. I guess that doesn't make any sense. The man with the iron keys. That's my name. Key guy. I guess Ugin kind of has the keys to NicolaiBolas' prison realm. Oh no! Why the humanity? Please show mercy. I think we're still in fine shape. I just kind of want to get my extra blocker there. And then if they try to make their guy a 5/5, I can really get him. Like, I can equip one of these, and then I can flame discharge this thing. No, don't kill my guy, please. I'm begging you. He deserves to live. He's just a small little hand of enlightenment. Hand has been impressive. Talk to the hand. No, they killed my guy. I'm so sad. I'll never recover. Please, show mercy. I'm actually kind of in trouble. Not really. Well, we're actually in great shape. Let's see where they put the counter. Just as I suspected. That's right, buddy, old pal. The Hand of Enlightenment's ready. The Hand of Enlightenment stands ready. Oh. Did it not target? Brutal. Huh. Weird. I guess I sort of assumed it would target. I guess I was wrong. The Iron Hand Boar is a pretty solid combat trick. It's been pretty good in that role. Well, that card's useless. We're cruising. My 1-3 still has a part to play in all this. Nice, we drew a spell. Let's go. Spell count is at 1. Pretty much, I have Imperial Oath, which I think I scried to the bottom. Yes, I have Atsushi. Is my only good card left. It's interesting because I think Hand of Enlightenment maybe isn't a good fit for red-white, but I like to try new things. I'll get an extra draw step in by letting this thing die now. Bum 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 bum. Not a lot to say here. The game has kind of drawn out, and they're probably going to win because they're playing black-green and I'm playing red-white. Unless they self-mill themselves by accident, which would be really funny. I doubt that's going to happen, though. Not a lot going on here. I think this game's over. Play your ninjutsu card, opponent. I'm ready. That's kind of confusing. It's interesting because I feel like I've outplayed them in many cases here. Okay. Oh, they were hoping I'd block the other one? I don't understand. Well, they got me. I have died. Dead. Was my coughing realistic enough? I feel like I didn't quite give it my all. Didn't quite give it my, good college try, as they say. I'm wounded. Go, Paul Revere, tell the people, one if by land, two if by sea, quick! Everything depends on you. Leave me. I don't know who that was, but that was where I was thinking. You must warn them. The British are coming. The British are coming. Please. Lexington and Concord. All of the viewers who aren't from America feel incredibly left out because they don't know this exact story. Maybe they do. I highly doubt that they teach American history in the same level of depth in Germany or in France or even England. England probably wants to avoid teaching that particular bit of history. Yes, we had much control over the colonies, and then they walked out on us and wrecked. And now we are sad. Gosh, it's so tempting to always just play this card first. I think I'm going to do it, too. Nope and nope. I need a mountain. I need a mountain. I need a mountain so I can cast sushi. Son of a gun, this card is really good. I'm probably going to be dead soon. That's not good. Where have all the good blades gone, and where are all the tides? Where's the streetwise? I'm getting pwned by Kami. Time to draw a mountain cold off the top. No, Tameshi! Let's go! If they block with Tameshi, I'm going to be super impressed. I can't believe it. Really? Well, I guess that worked out for them. I didn't think they'd ever block. Huh. Wrecked. Thought I could get a cheap 2 points of damage. I guess I killed Tameshi. Ah, they're attacking. Which, of course, I block, because my guy has first strike. Nice. I'm fine, because that would have been aimed straight at the heart of my Atsushi. And now Atsushi is safe. Unless they have a random counterspell, like Essence Capture, to wreck me. No, they have Essence Capture. I'm so dead. Why? The humanity, please. Yes, okay. Whew. We were totally ahead of that one. We knew they didn't have Essence Capture. There was never a doubt in my mind that they didn't have Essence Capture, and I don't know how anyone could have suspected that they had Essence Capture. Oh, yes. We are on Easy Street. Hopefully they do not have... Oh my gosh, what is that? That is a confident play. Who plays that when there's a Tameshi, when there's an Atsushi that they know is coming? I'm honestly shocked. I can't believe it. I am flabbergasted. How could you? They must have some way to kill it. Why would you play your Bamboo Grove Archer if you couldn't kill an Atsushi? Oh, they're tapping it. They're going for the old tempo play when they have basically no creatures in play. You'll love to see it. I'm just going to play this. And I actually kind of want that Plains low-key, but I actually don't really want it enough to put it on top. So they're going to hit me for 3 again. Ouch. Wow. They're out of cards, and they use their Bamboo Grove Archer in the most, like, random way possible. Je ne comprends pas. Pourquoi est-ce que mon opponent est très silly? Okay, Plains. Kill that guy, get a 2/2. Mostly so I can start attacking in once I kill this thing. Nice. Time for some shenanigans. Let's go. Equip. Attack. Activate. Kill. And play this as a 3 mana 2/2 double strike. Why does this cost 4 to ninjutsu? It makes no sense. Oh, right, you did Cascar. I'll get to that. I just got distracted. Ah, good game. Good game. Nice. Let's hit them with the classic, like, Happy Hedron. Let's see what you're working with, Castcar. Why haven't they conceded? I mean, I'm clearly going to just attack them. Okay. Are you going to be around for a minute, Castcar? Because I would like to finish the draft video before I look at it, just to save myself some editing. But if you have to leave, I get it, and I'll look at it. Because I don't think this deck is going to keep winning for long. Or maybe it will. But I have to, like, edit it back together if I cut it in the middle. Because I don't want to put the random deck tech into the video. You know what I'm saying? But if you got to head out, just let me know and I'll look at it. I tend to not look at stuff or do, like, specialty stuff during my drafts because of that. I think you did submit it, like, after I played one game or something, so it was, like, a while ago. I remember seeing it now. But, yeah. If you got to head out, let me know. Some people would rather have their opponents win. Oh, yes, I guess we could all learn the lesson, don't concede. Some members from chat will get that reference to the beginning of the stream. Ah, yes. Don't concede, don't concede, don't concede, don't concede. Oh, yes. Okay, nice hand here. Actually, not that good, but we're going to keep it anyway, because mulliganing is for... Ooh, that's a good draw. When you don't want to win, that's when you mulligan. It even rhymes, so I guess win rhyming with mulligan means you could say it the opposite way, too. Whew, this hand really took a turn for the good. Thank you, Just LDND, for the subscription, sharing that Twitch Prime, helping me continue to make videos. It really does help me out a ton, and I am very grateful for you. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, that seems brutal to me. So we're going to have to say goodbye to our good friend Simeon Sling. Somewhere after midnight in my wildest fantasies. Somewhere just beyond my reach. Please don't bounce my guy to my hand. Ooh, nice. Let's go, Fall of Lord Conda! Honestly, I'm starting to see why Crackling Emergence isn't that good, because I'm just like terrified of like some very commonly played cards while I have this in play. I'm like, please don't bounce it, please don't bounce it, no, please, no, show mercy. Yeah. And yeah. See Emergence. The Emergence. I shall zap this guy. This I do have a modified creature already, which is nice. Yeah, I mean a 2-mana 3/3 is still pretty good. I was like, so when I make my draft guide, I like think about all the commons, which one should be top commons and stuff. I almost put Crackling Emergence in my top 3 commons because I was like, man, there's so many sick things you can do with Crackling Emergence. And ooh, my instincts were right on not doing that. I mean, thinking of it as a D-ramp card is weird because you always have the option to spend the mana, and a lot of the times you just can cast a 2-drop and just hit them. Like 6 damage is worth 2 mana a lot of the time, or however much mana it is. And also, like, look at this. We get to like hit this thing, attack, and we have a modified creature. Look at this. Crackling Emergence just going the distance. It doesn't even matter that I'm talking trash about it. It's just like, you know, I don't care if you're going to talk trash. I'm going to win anyway. Because I'm a winner, and that's what winners do. Winners win. All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I mean, just adding a random keyword to a card would certainly make it better. That is true. That is true. It is the truth. Yes. The samurai. No, the jet bike. Man, I don't know what to think about the jet bike still. I feel like this game is unlosable at this point. I know that's a very bold thing to say, but it feels unlosable. If I draw a land, I'll just drop Imperial Oath and have like a billion attackers. Yep. Sure, I'm okay losing my 3/3 at this point. My land will live on. Who can use it to cast a spell anyway? I could have protected my guy. That's why I said that sort of thing. But I'd rather just do this. Oh, I mean, I just literally went on the spot now. Let's go. Kunai, when they're at 3 life, sign me up, please. I mean, let's go, fam. Is that what people are saying? I'm not going to attack with this because it's just a really nice card to have in play. And also, like, if they traded their jet bike for it, they then get to have another blocker up. Whereas now if they want to block my Alpha Strike. Oh, they're tapped out? I mean, they have no cards in hand, and I have... Oh, no, they can equip. Sad day. They can crew and equip. Oh, but they would not do such a thing because they need every blocker on deck. In which case, the fragment of Kanda shall send a ninja's kunai piercing through thine heart. It shall go straight for you, and it shall smite you down. Strike me down, Luke, and I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. No, he doesn't say that line. He says, join me, and you will have the galaxy. Bum, bum, ba, da, bum. It is going well, Small Sam. It is. Also, Cascar, I haven't forgotten about you, but I did, as I said, I do like to finish my my stuff, but I've got you in my mind. And if you do have to head out, just let me know. Winning off of a kunai feels hysterical. I mean, the card is pretty solid. I've been pretty happy with it. Oh, gosh. A lot of folks in chat. If you are interested in in playing in a sealed league, the NicolaiBolas Discord server is running a sealed league. There's already over 100 people playing. All the information you need is in the Discord. Hope to see you there. It's a lot of fun so far. Ooh, it's a battle of the sagas, and they have a better saga. Do I want this? Not really. I'd rather scry towards my cards that are actually good. Owashi, Song Shaper. Let's get off on the right foot. The aggro foot. Oh no. I'm just going to go for the extreme tempo play, I think. Whoa! Thank you so much, Tamara, for the subscription. Thank you for sharing that Twitch Prime. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate you. Man, I know I could play Atsushi here, but I'm too tempted by the 5 damage. Man, 2 subscribers in 1 stream. Such a good day. Aw, thanks, Chuck. Man, they have the combo. I regret everything. Banishing Light, come back, please. So luckily, I can force them to kill the Atsushi with their Dragon Spark Reactor. Get myself a couple of extra cards to look at. I'm surprised they did it in that order. Nice. No thank you. And no thank you is what I should have said. Oh, that's good. But I'm weak. And what's wrong with me? No! They're at 3! Why would they go to 3 when I have a Ninja's Kunai in play? It makes no sense! Sure. That is what Fragment of Khanda is for. Take that, Fragment of Khanda. The power of the dark side of the Force. You are no match for the power of the dark side of the Force. Ho-ho, let's go. Zap 'em. Let's go. It would be great to get a trophy with this deck, because it would silence all of the haters in the YouTube comments. Not that there are, I mean, I always say it. I mean, it's kind of a meme at this point that I say not that there are any haters in my YouTube comments, because my YouTube comments are great. But all of those people that are like, man, you could have had such a good ninjas deck. Why didn't you take all of those ninjas cards? And my chat doesn't sound like that. I'm just saying the sort of irritating thing that someone would say in the comments section. Like, obviously, if I had taken all of the blue, black, gold cards that I saw in Pack 1, I would have had all of those gold cards in my deck. But also, obviously, I still got to 5 wins, which is an above-average performance for any deck, really. And with variants and things of that nature, any deck could have done worse than this. And also, I like this deck more because it's more fun to play, because I played ninjas a lot recently. And variety is the spice with which life is seasoned, as the great sage likes to say. Everything is a ninja when you give it a kunai. I like your attitude, Just D&D. I like it. Dungeons and Dragons, what a hype time. I enjoy Dungeons and Dragons. The old D&D hype. As both a player and a dungeon master, I must say, Dungeons and Dragons is hype. I'm not sure which I enjoy more. Oh, the sushi! Playing against a bronze player. Can the bronze player handle the sushi is the question. Whew. But they do have a koi fish, which makes me question things. Maybe they can handle it. Oh no. Oh, I see they're a person of culture. I relate strongly to this play. In fact, I may be making it myself rather shortly. Ah, yes. It is a time of great enlightenment in the land, when both players collectively decide to chillax for a moment. View battlefield. I have mountain, white source. View browser. I already have a mountain there. Let's think, Nikolai. Let's get 2 white sources so I can cast Banishing Slash, and not be too hasty with my scry decisions. Is Atsushi's card advantage better than the ramp? Oh, I can sense that you shall regret that decision. Before too long, young apprentice. Atsushi shall come down and bring peace to the land. Okay. Ah, yes. So as not to fall behind, I shall kill this. In case they have removal or something. Oh, you want to hit me with that game? I shall rage against the dying of the light, and then cry a sea of tears. Time for your sushi. Happy plays. Much love for using the Hedron emotes. These are one of the best things ever made. I was worried about that, but I do get my 2 cards now. Nice. Oh, right. Bum 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 bum. Man, I will say they're kind of annoying, so I'm going to mute them. 3-3? I didn't want to go for anything too bold. So they have 2 mana up. I'm glad I was patient. Next turn, I can Banishing Slash this Portrait of Machiko. Because this is an artifact creature, I'll get my 2/2. Oh, they're playing something scarier. No, they are not. I'm shocked, I tell you. I'm absolutely shocked. I'm fine trading there. It'll make their portrait smaller. Let's go! We are 1 win away from the trophy! The elusive, the powerful, the trophy that I have sought for my entire existence. We've been looking for a trophy, and we're finally gonna get it. No, I'm just kidding. We get all the trophies. So many trophies. Part of playing Magic is when you win too easily, it gets not boring per se, but slightly boring. I mean, you saw how hard I trolled that draft. It was like, I was just like, I passed a couple of good blue-black cards, realized blue-black was open, and then was just like, yeah, no, I'm just going to play red-white, even though it's the apparently weakest color in the format, color combo in the format, just because I would rather play red-white because I haven't played it as much. And now I'm just like trouncing people. I mean, I do have Atsushi, which is really unfair. Yeah. I mean, I'm mostly just trolling when I'm saying this stuff. I'm not actually like, I mean, I'm pretty good, I would say. I would say I'm above average by a significant margin. However, I will say that is one of the factors that makes things slightly boring, is when you're just too good. This isn't the best hand. I don't have any of my great cards, so it could be a struggle. These eras of enlightenments have been interesting. Ah, they're off to a good start. No lands needed. Ooh, those are good cards. Repel a little bit worse. What colors are they playing? Red, black, green? Repel is going to be good, though. Sure, I'll keep both. I'm going to kill one of the Yokiba Reckoner raids right off the bat with my Flame Discharge, and then I'm going to double spell. Yeah, they don't have a combat trick. So I did that then because I wanted to like force them to waste their turn on mana or whatever. Ah, Kami doing the good work. Ooh, that is good. Count me in. I have double blockers for the road captain. Yep. No blocks. Ninjutsu. Sad day. They have ninjutsu. Of course they do. And of course it's that guy. Why wouldn't it be just like a normal card when it could be like an absurd rare? Why wouldn't it be? Well, we have our work cut out for us. Hopefully they try to play their Kami again before they play their Reckoner raid. Joke's on you, buddy! I almost was like, sucks to suck, but that's just a mean thing to say. I guess I technically said it, but I hopefully didn't make it sound as, yeah. Sequencing! Sorry. Okay, that's not very nice. If my opponent is watching this, I'm so sorry. I apologize profusely. That was not kind. I'm gonna lose this game, so you'll get the last laugh. I'm sorry, that wasn't very nice. It's just, I was trying to set that play up where I figured they would have the extra land, and of course they have Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Because why not? Let's be honest. But still. The Ingress Infiltrator. It's sad, because I really think I might have to kill that. Okay. And let's just target that one, and then pay there. The problem is I really need to save it for the third part of that, so I just have to wait until I draw a different answer, I think. So we're going to have to just take our lickings from the Inkrise Infiltrator for a few turns. If they just start copying the Kami of Terrible Secrets, I'm going to lose. I mean, I'm going to lose to this as well. Yep, Kami. Kami crushing me. Kami crushed. Yep. At Sushi! He's here. He's large, he's in charge, and he's probably going to get wrecked because I have to block the Ingress Infiltrator. And they're going to be able to double pump. No. That's unfortunate. Please don't have Twisted Embrace. Well, we tried. It was a noble effort. Maybe if they just suicided in their Inquisitor Infiltrator, I'd have a chance. Oh, I have my Selfless Samurai to protect the Yatsushi. Let's go. Don't worry, opponent. I got your back. Oh, man. Hero! Where have all the good men gone, and where are all the tides? Where's the streetwise Hercules to fight the rising odds? Never didn't happen, obviously. So they have a lot of attackers, and I'm at a low life total, but I need to attack at them at some point. They have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attackers, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 blockers. So if I let this hit me, I have some pretty favorable trades, double block. Yeah, I can't attack with that sushi. Bum 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 bum. Let's just hope for the best here. I mean, the classic is when you just play your best, you make your best plays, you outplay your opponent a few times, and then you just lose anyway because they just got to jam their Springleaf guy on turn 4 or whatever because you had nothing you could do about it. But, you know, such is life. Okay. Haha, I'm not playing any 1 toughness guys. Get wrecked. Get wrecked, as they say. They might have lethal here. They have 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 3, 4, 5, 6. If they keep drawing creatures, they're going to get me at some point here. Hopefully I can draw something tricky to blow them out. Something they'll never expect. The Ninja's Kunai. That is enough for now. Okay. They can kill their own frog to draw a card. Let's go! We're back in the game. We're back in the game. Now I can start bashing. This would be an epic win for Red White. It's the best. Taking down my Jund opponent with Atsushi and all the rest. It's the hero that we need. It's all I had and done. I've got such a sick line. I can tap this. These blocks are so good for me. And I hope they try something, because they're going to forget that my plains is a land that I can use to use my Ninja's Kunai and just spear something. Okay. Well, these are good exchanges for me. That attack did not get a lot done, I must say. Okay. Killed my 3-3, but they also lost like up 3-4. 2 3-4s to do it, and a couple 2-2s. Gosh, we're gonna win. This is so good. Also, we have a lot of vigilance guys left over. Why not use the Ninja's Kunai? Because I don't want to waste it. Like, what if they have another card that is a flyer or something that's way scarier? Like, I'm trading a 2-2 for a 3-3 menace. That's already good for me. And if they have like a random combat trick there, having the Ninja's Kunai up blows them out. So that's why. Sorry if I sounded condescending answering that. I realized it was a good question after I started to. Oh, if you didn't have to sacrifice Kunai, then obviously I would use it every turn. It'd be insane. The card would not be remotely close to fair in that case. The reason I kept this combat trick is because it can protect me from some forms of removal. And the reason I'm not trying to like use my Kunai again is because I'm willing to be patient with it. The trainee blocks my 2-2, so I would have to like kill the trainee with it. That could be problematic. If I kill this thing, attack all. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 blockers. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 attackers. I think now that they have the Reckoner rate coming down, I'm going to use it. Just so I can start attacking with my Vigilance guys. They do have the Iron Apprentice to kind of... No! I was so ready! Oh my gosh, I botched it. That's why you don't use your Kunai like a silly person. Gosh darn it. Rats. Oh, I'm so ashamed. Gosh darn it. Gosh. Wrecked. I'm so ashamed. I mean, I don't think I could have killed them in time anyway. Curses. Yep. That's why I was trying to get aggressive and use my kunai, was because if they ever drew another Reckoner raid or something, I was dead. Oh, that's tough. Oh, man, I played that so well, and then I drew super well, and then I just couldn't cross the finish line. Oh, well. Tough. So close to the trophy. I fought my heart out. I played my best. I was very close, but they had the last Kami to get me. Oh well, 6-3. Very good record still. If you were watching this on YouTube, you can support my content on Patreon, patreon.com/NicolaiBolas. It's thanks to patrons that I'm able to make as many videos as I do, so I really appreciate everyone who contributes to my work in that way. And you can find it linked in the description. Even $1 a month goes a long way, or a couple dollars a month. Like $2.50 is the lowest Patreon tier currently, but $2.50 is, when you think about it, I mean, it's like a cup of coffee if you're getting a really cheap cup of coffee, because even nowadays, cups of coffee cost more than that sometimes. Not from like McDonald's or something, though, I guess. It depends. I don't buy coffee, so I don't have that as a reference point, but I've seen people buy coffee a lot. So yeah, if you want to support my content, it really does help me out a lot. Also, if you would like to join the NicolaiBolas sealed, you can still do that. Join the Discord in the description link and find all the information you need. You can also just write a nice comment. It's always great to read nice comments. I'm sure there's going to be some mean comments. Not because people are mean, but because comments come off sounding more mean than anticipated. Like when they say, why didn't you draft blue-black? Stuff like that. So yeah, writing a nice comment is nice. And you can also hit the thumbs up button and subscribe for more content. Yeah, there's also links in the description to NicolaiBolas merchandise. It's pretty cool. I got my first NicolaiBolas t-shirt very recently, and I'm very happy with it. So I think you'll like it too. They say hello, 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 hello on the back, so it's kind of fun. And the front has a logo on it, so it's a pretty cool design. I'm very happy with it. You can also find, yeah, I guess all the cool stuff linked in the description, like my Twitch stream and stuff like that. And yeah, this is the deck. Pretty cool cards. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, leave hashtag sushi time, because we drew this card like every single game, which was a major factor in our success. We almost got there. Despite, yeah, I was very happy with this draft. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, all that stuff. And that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you next time.